I don't know, man. They sound like they have the most fun life out of anyone in Warhammer so far. Hi guys, I just had to watch this one. It's orcs. Let's see what my life as an orc would look like. Let's go.
Okay, so that's you. You spawn from a spore in some random mud pit on Arm Shatter 4. One of those backwater death rocks the Imperium forgot to finish exterminating. No mom, no dad, no emotional baggage. Just mud and an overwhelming urge to commit violence.
Hell
They say
yeah.
you were built by ancient lizard gods. That part's real. Back when the galaxy was still figuring itself out, the old ones made a weapon. Not smart, not pretty, just loud. A weapon to fight a war they were losing. That weapon became orcs. You're not their first draft. You're what happens when a genetically engineered war machine devolves over a few million years and still works. And that brings us to your birth. Well, not birth, since orcs don't really do that. You just grow. Somewhere underground, your spores took root, you absorbed dirt, vibes, probably some screaming. Then one day, pop, you're on your feet. Fully grown, no tutorial. You can't spell, but you can reload a gun using a nail, a wish, and spit. You can't count past red, but you know exactly where to hit someone to make the squishy bit scream. You come out fists ready, hungry, and the first thing you see, a squig. Squigs are angry meatballs with teeth. Sometimes food, sometimes ammo, sometimes pets. Today is breakfast.
Pets? Orcs have pets? Or pets for other people? I somehow I don't see orcs as having loving relationships with anyone, really. They just want to fight, so, you know.
Orcs are instinctual creatures. Some things are actually wired in their DNA, like how you already know what a shooter is, and you also already know what a choppa does. Right now around you, it's chaos. Some green maniacs pile-driving a squig, another orc's yelling at a pile of scrap as he works on welding them until they turn into a cannon. That's a mech, orc engineer. But unlike us, they actually have job security. Also, mechs don't tinker. They also channel their ancestors. Somewhere deep in their squishy, fungal guts, they already know how to build a death machine from scrap and pure faith.
That is so cool. Dude, orcs are living the chillest life. They don't have to think. What do you mean? I love it already.
Off to the side, a weird boy is vibrating and glowing. That's a psychic. Kind of. He uses his brain to make either the enemy or us explode. It's a coin flip each time. Then there's Grots. Tiny, goblin-shaped orcs with too much fear and not enough importance. They run errands, scream, and get sat on. Below them are the snotlings, basically fungus-hurting, bite-sized accidents. Together, they make up the lowest rungs of the orc ladder. Ammo, bait, or unpaid interns, depending on the day. But your exploration is cut short when someone just clocks you in the face and suddenly your teeth are trying to leave your skull through the side of your face. And something in your brain clicks, like, oh, so this is how we do things.
This is the meaning of life right here.
No time to ask questions, no one to explain the rules, because there are no rules. You just swing back, and something in you lights up.
Oh yeah.
This feels right, not because you hate the guy, but because that's the only way to survive. You fight, or you die. Simple as that. Maybe it was the adrenaline, but you were locked in for that fight, so the other guy didn't stand a chance anyways. You were the only one left standing, so you assume you won. That and the mob cheering as the guy is carried away by his clansmen. You're not just a fresh spawn anymore, you're a boy now, which is Orc 4, welcome to the bottom of the ladder. But not bad for your first day. But you face a new problem most protagonists don't. There's no training arc. Horrible, I know. No wise master, no wax off, wax on until you connect the dots in a big epic fight. No here's how you shoot montage. You learn the way orcs have always learned, by being hit with something bigger until you hit back harder. Some knob, that's an orc ranked above boy, cracks you in the jaw and shoves you in the mud. Now you understand tactics. Not military tactics, just move when he moves, bite when he yells, don't get in the way of the axe. And you learn fast. I mean, it takes a few hits, cause let's be honest, you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. Red paint makes stuff go even faster because you believe it does. A shooter will fire even when it's jammed because your fingers said so. You survive by actually manifesting your own success into reality.
Dude, I love that. I don't know, that adds another layer of fun to orcs.
Which helps you get roped into fighting internal fights. Yeah, orcs don't only fight other races, they fight each other too.
Well, fighting is fun, so why wouldn't they?
Since you're clanless right now, you don't get free meals, you have to fight for them. You don't get issued weapons, you have to fight and get yourself that too. Nobody explains anything, you just adapt. Sometimes grots try to steal your ammo. Sometimes a weird boy explodes. You stop reacting, you start pushing forward. Cause you're not just trying to survive anymore, you have your eyes set on bigger things in life. And one day, a knob, the kind who used to shove you into the mud for standing wrong, backs off when you raise your weapon. That was the moment everything changed. You're not one of the background boys anymore. You're starting to stand out. And when that happens, the others start looking at you like they're trying to figure out what kind of orc you are. Because once you're strong enough to matter, the mob needs to sort you. That's where clans come in.
Ooh. I actually did not know that orcs had clans. So this is actually brand new information for me.
A squad or a social group, it's a combat pattern, a role. You don't choose one, orcs just start acting a certain way and the rest of the mob treats them accordingly. If you charge head first, you're leaning Goth. If you keep stealing things and painting them blue, you're clearly Death Skull. Clans keep the WoG organized. That's the point. Because once enough orcs pile together, the fighting stops being random and starts heading somewhere. That's the WoG. Here's how it works. When enough orcs gather in one place, fighting, building, yelling, their belief starts affecting reality. Guns fire when they shouldn't, scrap vehicles fly, tech works better. That effect is called the WoG field.
Wow.
And the more orcs gather, the more that energy grows.
I don't know, man. They sound like they have the most fun life out of anyone in Warhammer so far. They can just manifest random shit. They build clans, they fight each other, they enjoy it. Hello?
Once it hits a threshold, the mob launches into space and starts invading planets. There's no plan, just a direction and a lot of weapons. That's the WoG. It's a full-scale invasion instinct. Orcs don't think about it, they just start falling into it. The WoG means war. Real war. Off-world war. The kind where cruisers get built, mobs get sorted, and entire planets get stomped. Orcs were made to conquer, the WoG is just how we start doing it. Which is why everyone's picking up speed. Goths are smashing things louder, evil sons are wielding more boosters onto their rides, bad moons are buying bigger guns with their fast-growing teeth. Death Skulls are finding gear that already had owners. Snakebites are still throwing rocks and calling it holy. Blood axes are making maps. Nobody asked for maps.
Who the fuck makes maps for reals? Which one do I identify with? I don't know. All of them sound fun to me.
Freebooters are already arguing over loot rights before the wars
I'm a freebooter, never mind.
even started. The mechs say you'll hit Cragmore 9 first, some mining planet too slow to evacuate. Good loot, plenty of meat. You start to fall into rhythm too. You've been charging more, getting more aggressive, not waiting for orders. Other Goths start tagging along. You're becoming something they recognize. The current Goth knob notices. He sees your mob getting bigger, louder. You're acting like him, so one of you has to go.
Hi guys. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
You don't wait, you challenge him. The fight doesn't last long. You hit harder, he doesn't get back up. The boys drag him away, they hand you a red faceplate.
Ooh.
Congratulations, you're the new knob now. That's how leadership works here. One hit, and you get upgraded from background noise to guy with
That sounds about right though for orcs, honestly. That's how I expected it would go.
responsibilities. You didn't give orders, you just want to fight. But now orcs are looking at you like you have a plan. And yeah, you wanted to be the big boss, but you didn't think it was gonna happen so quick.
Well, isn't the plan just charge and hit them?
Well, this isn't a 12-episode series. There's only so much we can cover in a 13-minute video. Anyways, you don't have a plan, but not one to disappoint the people you point forward anyway. And the mob accepts it. That's when things start getting weird. Your truck, which barely functioned this morning, is now somehow hovering. Guns that jammed before, firing clean. Some orc duct taped a squig to a missile and said it was a guided now. You realize what's happening. The WoG field is kicking in. Not fully, but enough that things are starting to work. And you make the mistake of thinking maybe, just maybe, it's working because of you. That's when the sky gets blocked out. And then the cruiser hits the ground like it's trying to kill the planet. No warnings, no orbit, just impact. Your truck tips over, a squig goes airborne, a weird boy starts screaming in 3 directions at once. You already know who it is. You don't need to see the colors or the glyphs or the front ramp dropping like a guillotine. You've heard the name since you popped out of the dirt. Goskol Mag Uruk Thraka.
Not Gazgo Mac Urg Thraka. It's my first time hearing that name.
The war boss who hit Armageddon twice and came back looking for thirds. The one orcs call a prophet, or a weapon, or the reason our planet's gone now. The loudest voice in the galaxy, and it still sounds like your idea. He steps off the ramp, power claw spinning slow, armor fused to skin, face stitched together by pain and victory and not much else. Banner taller than most buildings. He doesn't talk. He doesn't need to. The mob falls silent, not out of fear. Orcs don't do fear, out of recognition. You've been a knob for about 20 minutes. You've got a few boys, a half-working truck, and a plan that mostly involved pointing at things and yelling. So yeah, you do the stupid thing. You charge him.
Huh?
You think for 1 second that maybe it'll make a statement.
No! Look, if I was an orc, well, actually, a great orc would charge him, right? Because they would just want to fight. So maybe this orc in this story is actually like a really good orc.
That maybe hitting first counts for something. You get one swing in, he doesn't swing back. He just hits you once, and you stop existing as a person with momentum. You wake up on the ground, no cheers, no reaction, nobody waiting to help you up. Your mom's already following him, and after getting KO'd, so are you. The other orcs load you onto the cruiser as Goskell sets his sight on your first destination planet, Cragmore 9.
I'm surprised that Gaskell let him live.
And the mob follows. You wake up in a pile of scrap inside a cruiser that smells like oil, fungus, and victory. You're not sure how long it's been since Goskell dropped you. A few hours, a few days, long enough that your jaw works again, and your name stopped meaning anything. You sit up, no one notices, no one cares. The boys are busy. This isn't a random raid anymore, it's a crusade. The cruiser's packed with mobs from a dozen worlds, shooters, choppers, squigs, and mechs trying to wire more rockets onto things that already have too many rockets. You hear chanting, not cheers, chanting. The name on every tongue is Goskell. And not just as a boss, they're calling him the prophet. Apparently he had a vision from the gods, and in that vision he saw Terra, the heart of the Imperium, the throne world, seat of the Emperor. And he decided the Wog should go there. No plan, no target list, just a vision and a direction. Because to Goskell, this isn't just war, it's holy. You start hearing the names Gork and Mork, the orc gods.
Yeah.
One's brutal but cunning, the other's cunning but brutal. Which is probably the same thing twice, but nobody wants to get exploded for saying that out loud. Orcs don't worship with temples. They don't kneel, they fight. Every punch is a prayer. Every kill is a sign of faith. So when Goskell says he hears the gods, that's all the boys need. And suddenly, the Wog isn't just noise, it's divine. You're not just invading a planet, you're part of a god-ordained galaxy-shattering headbutt aimed at the strongest fortress mankind's ever built. Someone walks by and hands you a glyph-painted slugger like it's ceremonial. You don't ask questions, because right now, belief is ammo. The cruiser rattles, and then the hole opens up. We had already flattened Cragmore 9, looted Vandus Reach, and turned Hive Sulth into a bonfire. Now we're headed for the big one, Terra. Golden towers, defense platforms, orbital guns are already lighting up the sky. You're not here for loot, you're here because a god told someone to point you at the biggest fight in the galaxy and pull the trigger. You hit the dirt running, Terra's already on fire, Imperial Guard trench lines to your left, Titans on the horizon, orbital guns lighting up the clouds. You're not sure if the tank was moving before you landed or if you landed on it. You've been in a lot of fights, but this one feels different, like the galaxy's final boss room. So you do the only thing that makes sense. You look for something big, and then you see him. Gold armor, giant blade, surrounded by bodies. Standing perfectly still, because no one was about to approach him when he looked like this. You don't know who he is, he doesn't say anything, he doesn't move. Loki feels like he's side-eyeing you, so you make the first move. You charge, you swing, he does neither. He just shifts his weight and you stop the problem. You don't remember the hit, just the impact, and the part where the sky got real close, real fast. Then, nothing. No name, no last stand, no cinematic finish, no passing on the final will. Just splat. But orcs don't do endings. Your body breaks down, spores sink into the dirt, time passes, 6 weeks later, pop. New orc, same fists,
6 weeks, that's quick.
Same rage, same volume. You don't remember anything, but you're already screaming, "Wag!"
Wag!
Because orcs don't win, they just outlast everything else.
I don't know about you, but watching this video, it seems like orcs are genuinely having a decent life. Not once watching this did I feel like my life would be miserable. orcs know what they're made for, and they do just that. And they have the wog on their side, and they're just living their best life. I love orcs. They're great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.